Yep. And we are live
Again,
again, my G.
man, this is becoming a thing. I hate things.
But yeah, we're back again, man.
Back
Yeah.
again. Oh,
Having our
having our regular weekly human experience sharing, right?
exactly.
I mean, it's so funny. We don't have any formal education to talk about any of this stuff, but we are formally born with all the stuff
You
that the
do.
formal education people read about because it's inherently in all of us. The problem
Yeah.
is the society has somehow dictated us that you cannot access it unless you pay a fucking school to do it.
Actually,
Oh, well, you know what? Fuck 'em.
yep.
I'm accessing it all the time.
Yeah.
We're accessing it all the time. So what are we talking about today, Toby?
The past, the past, the past. Uh,
Hmm. So we're talking about tenses, the past, present, and future, like that.
no,
Is
like
this an English class?
past, past self. So we're talking about the
Past.
past self.
Past self. I mean, basically, we're talking
And
about, the three parts of human experience, right?
yeah.
The past, the present, and the future. And basically how past, weaves into all of that.
You.
Hmm. So,
And I was, it's funny, like I was having a conversation with someone today,
hmm
and we're talking about like me, how I want to pick up like basic learning in Python, right? And then it
hmm
was like because we went to the same uni, and it was like the reason why most of us didn't learn some of the stuff that we should we could have was
hmm
because of the past experiences we had with bad teaching. And so like it now becomes like a thing of, oh, because of what we experienced in the past, then it kind of scares us to want to give it a shot, you know? And so
I
like,
mean, I think most of the education is like that. Most of the
mm,
education is, sort of, uh, uh, dependent on the teacher. Uh,
mhm,
I have this, how do we say this? I read this amazing thing one time.
mm,
And although it sounds very crude and it sounds outrightly not completely true, but it is completely true.
mm.
It is said that there is never a bad student, there's always a bad teacher. Now people might say, oh,
Yeah.
like I've seen bad students all the time.
Mm,
Yes. What that sentence means is that if a teacher really, really wants to,
mm,
if he steps into a class and
mhm.
he can pique the interest of the student
Yeah.
into something that
Mm,
sometimes students who are not even interested in the subject, they just pick it up because the experience of learning with that teacher is just so amazing.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's I have a personal experience with that because there was one course like database I failed initially in school,
hmm
because of the bad teaching and stuff. But then when I took the course again,
hmm
this time the teacher like his presence alone, man, like
That's it. So,
was everything, man.
so it's so funny. You think it's the database you're learning. No,
Yeah,
everything is
yeah,
just
everything, man.
human consciousness, experience, and connection. Like everything. We think that we're learning a thing. No, we're not
Mm-mm.
learning
Yeah.
anything. We're just learning to be in presence of each other and how efficiently we can do that. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
that's all it is. Like if you just strip it down to all its from all its objectivity and like what subject you're reading or whatever, it's just
Mm-hmm.
it all comes down to the connection. If you can
Yep,
make a connection
yep,
with someone,
yep,
you
yep,
can learn
yep,
anything.
yep.
And that
Agree.
person just, yeah, that person just
Agree.
needs to be in it all the
That's it,
time.
man. That's what's up right there. Honestly. Yeah, and which also like goes back like to the thing of the past, like because of something that maybe I experienced in the past, like with some bad teachers, and then that now drives the fear of like wanting to even try out something in the future or right now,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know. So it's like, but for you, like, how have you experienced like something that happened in the past and how it kind of shows up its ugly head, like right now?
Uh, here's, I mean, first of all, I would say that right now, the conversation that we're having about past, I
Mm,
just want to modify it a bit. You know,
okay.
I
Mm,
just, uh, I just want to like take it in a completely different direction. Um, Here's the thing. Whenever we talk about past,
mm,
I don't know why, but somehow two people talking about past, when they say the word past,
mm,
it is somehow mutually agreed or sort of like an unwritten agreement that we're
mm,
talking about a negative thing.
mm, mm. That's true.
That is
Mm,
what drives me crazy the most. Everyone would be
mm.
like, oh, my past. So, and the person doesn't even have to say anything else. You know what I mean?
Mm,
They just have to say, oh, my past. And the person would be like, oh, okay, yeah, your part must have been bad. But
mm.
why are we jumping to the conclusion that it's
Yeah,
bad?
yeah, 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 yeah. That,
And that's why the word past
mm,
has, it's literally been a word that literally means something that happened
mm,
in the time before the present,
mm.
or something, or the time before the present is that's it. Past means the time before the present.
Yep.
Now, if something happened, that's a totally different thing.
Mm,
Now, every time somebody says past, there is, and especially when you add the word experience to it, because experience is again never construed as positive.
mm.
It's like, oh, dude, I have experience, it's like, okay, so you're definitely talking about something bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
past experience put together
Yeah.
is sort of a negative term.
Mm,
And the matter of the fact is that you must have enjoyed in that past so
mm.
many times. But the problem is, and this is one of the worst thing that we do to ourselves as human
Mm,
beings.
mhm.
We only remember the bad stuff that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. It's like, it's,
Oh,
aren't you
man.
an idiot? Why are you only remembering the bad stuff that
Oh,
happened? But I have an answer for that.
I have never thought about that actually, bro.
I will tell you why we only remember the bad experience
You?
or the bad, whatever the bad happened.
Mm,
Because we're idiots, first and
mm,
very foremost. We're idiots.
mm,
We live our life in sort of uh, passive sleeping,
mm,
like that. Like our whole lives are like passive sleeping. We're
mm,
just going by, making the time somehow, getting past it.
mm,
What happens is that the negative experiences or the negativity that happens in the past is the strongest feeling.
mhm, mm,
And the positive things that happen, the enjoyments that happen, the fun that you have, those those are amazing, but they're not as strong as the negative or the bad stuff that happens. Now, here's how it's very discombobulating or very counterintuitive.
mm,
We live our lives for the positive experiences, but when those positive experiences happen,
mm.
we're somehow like, yeah, sure, whatever. we
Yeah.
we live our entire lives to have those experiences, but when those experiences happen, we're like, yeah, dude, yeah, I've had those before. But somehow the negative experiences stay with us because the negative experiences are so strong and they affect us negatively that they have the power to stay in us.
Mm,
when something, and that strong experience
Mm,
creates the fear because it's so strong, that it was so strong negatively that you don't want it to happen again. So your
mm,
brain actively thinks that, oh my God, I don't want this experience to happen to me again. So I should do everything in my power to protect it, to prevent it from happening. Sorry, to prevent it from happening. And when you do that,
mhm,
it is the most amazing thing. When you do that, you're constantly thinking about a negative experience
mm,
in the past. So what you're doing, so past is the seed,
mm,
present is the womb,
mhm,
and future is the result.
mm.
So if you're constantly thinking about that negative thing that happened, that
Yeah.
strong negative thing that shook you to your core,
Mhm,
or didn't shake you to your core, or whatever fear that is, so basically the feeling of fear. So you're literally in the present womb have the feeling of fear
mhm,
cultivating or getting nurtured. And
mm,
then it's no wonder that in the future you find yourself having those experiences all over again.
mm. Yeah, true, true.
We literally take the experiences, bad, strong, negative experiences from the past, we nurture
Mm,
them in the future, and it's all because of fear. Now the brain is doing that to prevent it from happening in the future,
yeah.
but the exact opposite is happening because the brain, the mind, sorry, the brain and the real mind, the
Mm,
mind that keeps us alive, the
mhm,
mind that the mind that breathes, the minds that connected to the whole universe, to the whole system, to the whole essence, the
mhm,
mind that digests, pumps the heart, the mind that has nothing to like that is not involved in the brain's
mhm,
process.
mhm.
That mind is
Mm,
actually strong, and whatever you
yeah.
feed, it's way stronger than the brain. So while the
Mm,
brain is thinking that by thinking about these things
mhm,
I will prevent these things from happening in the future,
mm,
we are literally feeding the
mhm,
mind that is way more powerful. It doesn't show itself,
mm.
okay? But the mind that is way more powerful, the one that we call subconscious or the unconscious,
Yeah.
it is literally cultivating, nurturing those bad feelings. And it thinks that you want that in the future. So that keeps happening. And the brain is like, oh my God, I am I'm trying to prevent everything from happening. And why
Mhm.
does it keep happening? And then it keeps happening. It's sort of a cycle.
Yeah, bro, like this is like one of the wisest things that I've heard you say, man. Like for real, because
Thank you.
like when you I think this is actually tied to a lot of like a lot of people's problems actually. Like this might actually be like
This is sort of the only problem that people
yeah,
have.
because even when you ask somebody like how was their day, like they have the tendencies of going to find the wrongs, instead of focusing on the good things that happen is actually way higher than, talking about the good things. But that's crazy, man. Like
Uh,
I actually have never thought about this before, man.
oh, I thought
No, that's
so.
crazy.
Yeah, you know why I think about it? Because I
Mm,
think I'm a rebel like in my very basic nature from the very start.
mm,
So I question everything that society tells me, especially the older and elder people. I do not believe them. When somebody says, "Oh, you know what? I have experiences. I didn't get these hair gray in the sun. Like I have experiences." I'm like, dude, you're the least reliable person I know, because you're just gonna share whatever crap that you have in your head to me. Like, if you want to learn something, if
Yeah.
I'm not kidding about this, if you want to learn something, learn
Mm,
it from an animal or a child, because
mm,
they are the most connected, they are the most in tune with nature than anyone else.
mm.
Everyone else is just
Yeah,
an accumulation of the societal thoughts and the societal cycle of thought.
bro, that's crazy, man. Mm,
And then same as with the future. Same as with the future.
yeah.
You think too much
Mm,
about the future, you think too much about the future, again, then you destroy. Even if you say you have something good going on in the presence womb, okay,
Mm,
you destroy that because you're thinking too
mm,
much about the future now.
mm.
If you think about the past, if you think about the negative past, you nurture it to be in the future. And if you think about the future too much, you destroy the present.
Yeah,
So
true.
there is a reason of, I'm sure like this line has been going around for ages, but there is a reason why a gift is called the present,
Mm,
because
mm.
the present is really our only gift.
Yep,
Okay.
actually.
Yes, you can think about
Mm,
what you want to happen for you. You can think about that. You can work on that, but whatever you have to do, you have to do it today, now.
mm.
And then you have to just keep going today and now. Uh,
I, I remember you saying yesterday when we had a conversation, you said like you don't ask for anything anymore.
yes.
And I like now just listening to this conversation now, I see like where that connects in the sense that not asking for anything is like not focusing on the future as well.
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
living with what
Because
you have right
be-
now.
because why would you want to ask for anything?
Yeah, I've
You
actually
already
been thinking
have
about that
everything.
too. I've been
You
thinking
have
about that too, though.
you
Like,
already have everything.
yeah, exactly. So
You
like
huh.
that chase for or we like the quest for wanting more sometimes is can be dangerous actually.
You know what you can aim for? You can aim for what I believe is like, I think about the future too, to be honest. Okay, it's
Yep.
not that I'm totally unconcerned with the future. Of course, I'm a
Mm,
human being and I'm concerned with the future and I want certain things.
mm,
But I know that no matter what the things are, they're going to come to
mm,
me. So what I focus on is getting myself better at
mm,
living and getting myself better overall. Because, and to get myself better, there are a few things that I need to get better. I am only concerned about the future of these things. I'm only concerned about the future of my body
mm,
because this is the only house vehicle that you'll ever get.
mm,
The rest of the houses and the vehicles will keep changing. It doesn't matter. This is the only house and vehicle that you'll ever get. Your mind, this is not your mind, I'm sorry, your brain. This is a weapon that gets you through the day. This
mm,
is a sort of like a useful tool that gets you through the day. So you have to keep it sharp. You have to make sure that it functions right. But
mm,
you have to make sure that it doesn't become the sole dictator of your life.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm,
because it has the power to think. It has the power to be in places your body cannot be.
yeah,
So
exactly.
if you let it loose, then you lose control on life. You
Mm,
not control on life, but you lose sort of like like a groundedness. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm,
you sort of get uprooted.
mm,
You know. So that's what. So I think the future of your own body, of your own brain, your own soul, the future of your whole being should be your most priority, and I'm sorry, should be your biggest priority. And
mm.
and the best part is, to ensure its future, you have to focus on its present. So
Yeah,
you
true.
indirectly just focus on the
Mm,
present. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one way to actually do that, like for
Oh
me,
man.
like one thing I'm trying to do more next year is intentional breath, where it's like where I focus on like my breathing, just to get that practice in, like
Yeah,
oh,
just
focus
to
on
have a better connection
yeah,
with yourself,
yeah,
with
exactly.
your
And
true self, with
mm,
your true self. Because
so
to be
it's
honest, that's all we do. When somebody asks me, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I breathe. I know that's that's not the answer they're looking for.
yeah, exactly.
What they're asking is like, what do you do to maintain your status in the social hierarchy and get paid through that social hierarchy, and how much you get paid through that social hierarchy so that you can afford all the things that are needed to live. But one of the most primary things that I need to live
It's actually brave.
is actually absolutely not even free. I own that shit. Like it was given to me for free, but I own it now.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, and it's yeah, I just feel like it's one of those this is one of those topics that like it feels like the whole world should just sit down and just think on it, like because
Yeah. The whole, oh
no,
my God. The
it's
whole world.
yeah,
If
it's
the whole
just
world literally focused on their breath simultaneously for like 10 minutes, half the wars will go down. There
yeah,
will be more peace in the world.
yep,
It's
yeah,
but that's the thing, because as I said, so whatever I told you about fear, whatever we discussed about fear.
mm,
So imagine 90% of population or 95% of our population just living in that state. So what
mm,
happens is there, so there's a thing, Carl Jung calls it the collective unconscious, right? So
mm,
their collective consciousness, their collective unconsciousness literally, you know, uh, just becomes so strong that that's what we start manifesting in the world. And
mm,
just look at the world, wars, potential wars, future wars,
mm,
war on money, war for money, war for this, war for that, fight. Like that's why life has turned into a fight, because we have collectively through our fears literally manifested that fight. and
mm,
and everyone feels the effects of it. When people say that I don't want to bring a child in this world, it doesn't mean that the world is unfit. The world is amazing. The oxygen is still there, the trees are still there, the grass is still there, the rivers are still there. No, but they know that this child with its like pure consciousness, it's going to come into the world of a collective negative unconscious,
mm,
and then that's going to affect. And you have to be strong, like you
mm.
have to literally be strong to repel that collective unconscious to get better of you. And that's what I mean. I am doing in my life. It
Mm.
is it is stupendously hard to do that, to not get affected by the world.
Yep, it is, man.
But you have to be a rock,
It
man.
is.
You have to
Yep.
be a rock. You have to be a solid, heavy
Mm,
rock. You just have to stay grounded. Or I would say you have to be a solid, like deep rooted tree. And
mm,
whatever we're discussing right now here, you have to make sure that you cultivate these
mm,
beliefs, you cultivate this knowledge, and
mm.
manifest more rootedness in your life, so that nobody
Yeah.
can uproot you. And I mean, to be honest, the world needs people like me, you, people like us who are inquisitive, who inquire, who
Yeah.
want to, who literally just don't take anybody's word for it, for
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Mm. Hmm. Man, the past self, it's incredible. I remember I think there was something you were sharing with me yesterday
Hmm.
about your past. But
Hmm.
I think you didn't follow through with the thought. I think you were sharing like something from your past and that showed up or is showing up and then you addressed it. I think it was something from when you were back home.
Hmm. Well,
I can
I
remember.
mean, I've had negative experiences in the past too, but negative and positive is just a part of life. There's no negative without
Yeah, yeah,
positive, no
yeah,
positive without negative. It's just a
yeah.
part of life. You have to just look at it.
Mm,
You have to take a lesson if there's a lesson to take, you know?
mm,
You have to just look at it, take a lesson if there's a lesson to take, and just move on.
yeah.
And just move on. Like, don't let anything linger with you. Stay fresh.
Mm,
Because when you have baggage,
yep.
if you're bringing baggage with you, then you're slow.
Mm-hmm.
You're not light on your feet. I need to be light on my feet, man.
Mm.
That's how I can hit those forehands. So, so you have to be
Mm,
light on your feet. You have to
mm,
almost, and if you the less baggage you have, the less things you
mm-hmm.
have that keep you chained down,
Yeah.
okay, the lighter you will be, the more gliding you're going to do in your life, the more happier you're going to feel. And all you're doing is that whatever's happening, You see that happen, but you
Mm,
don't take that with you.
mm,
You see whatever happened to you. I'm not saying that if some past experience was bad, then you choose to ignore it. No, don't ignore it. Embrace it. Love it.
mm,
And because all the answers are in there. Take those answers, take that knowledge, become more intelligent, and
mm,
leave the experience behind. Take all that goodness inside of you because it digests like air, like nothing, and then you move on. You glide ahead in your life.
mm. Yeah, because as you first started sharing about the past,
Mm-hmm.
um, and how that
Mm-hmm.
I lost my train. As you sharing about the past, I was just thinking, I just thought about my my relationship with Salem at the time, and how
Mm-hmm.
that event
Mm-hmm.
has kind of put me in this place where I'm like, I'm still trying to investigate if it's fear or it's me just me just
Then
deciding, oh nah, I don't want to do no relationship right now, or even in the future, just because of
just
that
just
experience.
investigate it. Just investigate it
Yeah,
very
I'm still,
objectively.
yeah,
Yeah, just
exactly.
investigate it, and don't say yes or no to anything. Be open to everything
Mm,
and keep your place at the same time.
mm,
Don't get swept away by something, and also don't try to detach yourself from everything.
mm,
You have to understand you
yeah,
are what is important.
yep,
Focus
mm,
on you, yourself, your well-being,
yeah,
because only then you can do that for somebody else.
mm,
If you don't know how something is done, how can you do it for somebody else?
mm,
You know what happens when we get into relationships,
mm,
and why relationships almost every time they end badly,
mm,
because the relationships are basically based on sex.
mm,
You know, you just found each other attractive enough to, like, let each other access the
mm,
most private aspect of yourself.
mm,
Okay. And what happens is sex is a sort of an exploitation.
mm,
The girl knows it, the guy knows it.
mm,
Okay. It's sort of an exploitation. It's sort of a give and take relationship.
mm,
And as long as you have a give or take relationship with anyone,
mhm.
it cannot last.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
does
exactly.
absolutely.
Mm,
So why doesn't, like I have, like, me and my mom have a relationship, you and your mom have a relationship. Now, no
mm,
matter how bad things get, things never go that bad with mother,
mm,
because it's not a relationship or give or take.
mm,
It's not a relationship of exploitation.
yeah,
She doesn't love you because of anything. She loves you, and because of loving you, everything else just falls in place. Everything else is just becomes the reason. Like, you
mm,
are primary.
mm,
So that's what it is. And as long as the exploitation part is going to stay in the relationship, where a guy wants something from the girl and the girl wants something from the guy all the time, okay,
mm,
none of the relationships are ever going to survive, because we might not realize it, but those give or takes chip away at us every day.
mm,
And then there comes a point where you're just drained of everything that you can give, both of you.
mm.
And
Yep.
taking also feels bad.
Mm,
So that's why it has to be, a relationship can only survive if a relationship can move on from sex and turn into pure love.
Mm,
Yep. And I just wanted to tell you something similar that I heard.
mm,
And like in ancient India, there used to be like many yogis, and they used to bless a
mm,
newly married couple, and their blessing was very unique. It was the most unique blessing that I ever heard. And when I heard that blessing, it made me think. It made me think, like, why is he blessing somebody like that? Why is that person blessing a newlywed couple like that?
yeah.
And you're gonna enjoy this. He used to say that, may you have 10 children
Mm,
and your husband be the 11th.
mm,
Now, I thought about it. I was like, what's going on? Like how can the husband be the
yeah.
11th child? And the thing is, so what it basically means is, like, may you have 10 children, so may you have a fulfilling sexual life,
Mm,
but then when the sex goes away
mm-hmm.
and you're stripped of everything else, the love remains. And the love can literally be of a mother and a child.
Yeah. Wow. Hmm. That's it.
It,
That's it.
it can only be of a mother and a child, because
Yeah.
the sex has gone.
Mm,
The woman has no sex to offer anymore.
mm-hmm.
And the man is just it's spent so much life with that woman that he cannot take the sex from anybody else. So now it's just a relationship of a mother and a child.
Mm-hmm.
So the man becomes the 11th child, and that's the relationship of pure love, nothing else. And that's why the Western civilization has sort of made things worse. These days nobody wants to get old.
Mm,
Just simply get old. Man, you're old. There is a time. Just, if you are at a certain age, just be that age. Embrace that age. Love that age. There's a beauty to every age.
yep.
Now, the woman, when she loses her ability to have sex, or like to create, like be sexual,
Mm,
she would just get on pills to create those, to literally take everything out of the rest of the body, or like the drugs that will take everything out of the rest of the body and just literally turn them into sexual, things that you need to be more sexual. And as long as you, again, as long as you are not, again, it just ties to past, present, and self.
mm,
As long as you are not in tune, or you are not, I would say, you're not in tune, or you're not uh, agreeing to your current age, to the present age, and you're thinking, oh my God, I had such an amazing time when I had sex, when I was sexual, I want to continue to have to do that, then you're literally going against nature. And
mm,
that's going to have negative side effects. That's going to make you leave people even after 20, 25 years of marriage,
mm,
because at any point there was no love, it was just exploitation.
mm. Mm. Yeah, that's a solid point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it has to be love. It has to love. Sex transforms into love.
mm. The sex transforms into love. Is that what you say?
Yes. Yes.
Love
Sex
transforms.
transforms into love, and love literally transforms into, for most people, for the great guys
Mm,
of of earth, like Jesus and Buddha and
mm,
Krishna and Zarathustra and Muhammad. Love literally transcends into enlightenment.
mm,
Whenever somebody says Jesus is an expression. Like, of course, it's an expression of what the fuck, right? But whenever somebody says Krishna, or somebody says Buddha or Jesus, like, whenever they thinking about them, they're thinking about love, because they're pure love energy at that point.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have to go that far.
Yep.
You just can't stay in the present and just let things be.
Mm.
Stay happy. One good tool to be in the present all the time, to train your brain to be in the present. So it's all about training the brain to agree with you,
Yep.
not you training yourself to agree with the brain, because the brain knows how to do that as well. It's amazing. So the best way is just get up in the morning. The first thing you do is smile.
Mm.
Reason? Absolutely no reason.
Nothing.
I just I just love that I'm gonna wake up now and my human experience is gonna let me taste my first coffee of the morning or first tea of the morning, which is gonna be amazing because nobody in the known universe can do that. Imagine. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not everyone would even think about waking up in the morning and the first thing is smiling. They're like, "Oh, what is this?
Oh
What is
my
there to smile
God,
about,
again?
man?"
Do I have to do this again? Oh, oh my God, am I alive? Shit. Jesus.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
no, it's all like I mean, because of we've always done things like the way we've done
because we have
past.
programmed ourselves
Yes.
differently.
So
And
we
the
keep doing
and
the same thing
what
in the
I'm
present.
saying by rewiring, what I'm really saying by rewiring,
Mm.
sorry, what I'm saying by smiling is literally rewiring.
Yeah.
You know, when I tell that to people, people think that I'm sort of being like this optimistic idiot schmuck. You know what? Smile in the morning. And you know what? I appreciate that because I've been there. I was like, yeah, man, it's hard. It's it's hard.
Yeah,
But
it
if
is,
we
man.
did easy things, we wouldn't accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
it.
Mm.
But sometimes if you look at it, the hardest things are the
Mm.
easiest.
Yeah.
And the easiest are the hardest. So somebody can, if I say that, okay, like smiling is so easy, and then somebody might say that, oh no, what are you saying? It's going to be so hard. It's the hardest. But the thing that makes it the hardest, it also makes it the easiest
Mm. Yeah.
because we will talk about non-duality at some point. So
Mm.
yeah, so I'll explain what non-duality is. That's going to be a fun conversation. It's going to literally break your world
Mm.
and going to get you out of the dream state, the illusion, and put you out into the world.
Well, yeah, it's just like the whole world should sit down, talk about like why we dwell so much on the negatives from the past and not focusing on, the positives.
The positive, and I'll
We're
tell
so
you, it's
ungrateful.
amazing. If you start focusing on the positives from the past,
Mm.
it's transformational, man. It's
Yep.
transformational. But you know what? I'll tell you this right now because I've been trying to do this. Try to imagine anything positive from your past. Bro, nothing comes to mind. It's it's like, dude, did I even have an experience ever?
Man,
Oh
it's
my God. And it's insane because I know I have. It's insane how strongly my brain just
mm.
latches on to the negative stuff. It's just, oh, oh, it's 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 fascinating, it's mind-boggling. It's like, what? Oh my God. And even if you like really try
Mm.
and if you even if you really find like a time when you were like really positive about something,
Mm.
your brain will be like, yeah, yeah, that was nothing. It was okay.
Mm. Yeah. That's the
That's because brain is greedy and
mm.
fearful. Brain has all
Mm.
the negative stuff. It's greedy, it has fear, it has jealousy, it has envy, it has all those sins that Christianity talks about.
Mm.
And it's all here in the brain.
Man, just just reprogramming, man.
Just reprogramming. Reprogramming is
Yeah.
so important. Reprogramming, rewiring,
But then
bro.
again,
Come on.
they
I
I
need
mean,
more people, more reprogrammed people, please.
yeah. But then again, there's people that you have this conversation with about the past
Mm,
and how that it's driving the negatives are driving the present. But then they will tell you, like, they will literally just be closed off to it. Like, oh, they'll be like, oh, you're just this, or like you said, like you're just this optimist and you're just this overly positive guy, and
y-
you know.
Yeah, and and it's just that because it's not them talking. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, you're.
obviously. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you this. It's not them. It's
Yeah.
not them talking. It's their brain telling them is like, dude, don't
Mm.
listen to this guy because we have a job to do, and that job and that job is to just stay in your shitty state all the time. And we might not believe it, but we whatever we have, even
Mm.
if it's bad, we love it.
Mm.
We love our problems. We might
Mm.
think that we don't, but we fucking love our problems, man. Like we
Mm.
just fucking enjoy them. Like if you say that to the guy, it's like now if somebody says that, oh, you're just being like an overly optimistic idiot, if you tell that guy, I was like, oh, okay, then you love your problems too much. I get it. Like you just love your problems. He's gonna be like, what are you talking about? What are you saying?
Yeah.
I love my problems. Of course, I don't love my problems. I want my problems to go away. So that person will not agree to anything that you said,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's because they're just so. When we say set in our ways,
mm.
that's exactly what we mean.
Yeah, true.
Just being set in our ways. It's insane. It's tiring. Trust me. You
Mm.
know, I I like to be an optimistic, overtly optimistic, happy idiot. You know why? Because it keeps me light.
Mm. Yeah, it does.
Because whatever I'm being serious about, everything's gonna disappear soon. I mean, what? I might as well. It's like going to. Okay, here's the thing. I have a perfect analogy for this. Wow, just came up with this. Look at me. It's like going to a party
Mm.
and just demanding and just deciding to be miserable the whole time. It's like, no, I won't. I won't let this go. I will be fucking miserable. That's what I'll do. And you're going to be like, dude, the party's going to be over soon. You can be miserable after that. No. And it's exactly how, but nobody does that. And when you go to a party, everybody just, like for that short amount of time,
Mm.
everybody's just happy because they know the party is going to be finished and they won't get the chance to do that. And if you consider life as like, if you
Mm.
get to live 80 years, an 80-year-old party,
Mm.
then you will just approach it in a different way. It's an 80-year-old party.
Mm.
There's going to be the guys that you meet and you're going to be like, hey, what's up? And then there's going to be people you see and go, oh, I hate that. It's the same party,
Mhm.
right? There's going to be food you love. There's going to be food you hate. There's going to be times that you're perfectly drunk. There's going to be times when you're overly drunk.
Mm.
It's a party. You know what we do? No matter what happens, even if we're at a party and we're hating someone, we enjoy that hating. We love someone, because we're just happy. So
Yep.
if you're happy, hating also becomes amazing.
Yep.
That's why when two people gossip about the third person, that's a moment of happiness. So so it's so hard to see that it's an 80-year-old party and you're not gonna get to do this anymore. So why focus on the bad? Why fucking stay miserable? Because
Mm.
it's all gonna end. So stay light. You
Yep.
know, go talk to a person, go fucking see a river flow, like just watch the stars. Because it's not happening anywhere except for this rock. You take one step off this rock, and there's this gravitationless, atmosphere-less blackness. It's so if the party's here,
Mm.
so just fucking enjoy the party and stay light. But the way that I say it,
Mm.
I make it sound easy, and I know it's hard, but remember, we are the ones who made it hard.
Yeah. We do.
You know, my dog has bad experiences, my dog has good experiences, but somehow he always decides to stay happy. Now I know it's easy for him because he doesn't have a developed brain as us, but at least I can learn that from him because I have a developed brain.
Mm. Yep. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, just
Yeah, but the party analogy is actually really sharp because that's I mean if someone didn't listen to the entire conversation of this, I mean the party analogy just actually nails it for real.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yeah.
if somebody decides to listen to the complete thing, it's,
Yeah.
like they'll get to know. If they
Yep.
don't, they'll still get to know something good.
Yeah,
You know.
because that actually explains like what's actually going on. And then another thing is
Mm.
it's another reason why I think it's so difficult is because there's everyone is having the same like everyone is carrying this like baggage and
Yeah, because
around.
because
And
we sort of
so
feed each
yeah, feed
other's.
off, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so like it's much even more difficult to just let go of the baggage and just
That's why
like
it's so important. It's so important. I would say to take a year or two for yourself. No relationships, no nothing. Take
mm,
3, take 4, take 5, take as much as you want. No relationships, no
mm,
nothing. Just make sure that you are alone by yourself most of the times. And whatever we talk about, you're doing this. And in this time, that you'll get trained.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Because I mean, since from when I was alone till now, I've seen
Mhm,
like how I've been able to make the adjustments that I not I've been able to make like very good amounts of adjustments that
mhm,
I wanted to make. And
mhm,
I mean that it's no coincidence that it was when I was alone.
mhm.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It
Yep.
was it was it was a nice conversation. It
Yep.
was.
It was
Thank you
really
for
good.
thank you for
It was
bringing that topic up. Like I really wanted to talk about it. I really wanted to send the
yeah.
message out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll tell you. So people ask me, why are you doing
Mm.
this? And here's what I tell them.
Yeah.
I am doing this because there's not enough people like me and it gets lonely.
Oh,
I'm just
good. Yeah.
converting here.
Actually, that's the perfect response, actually. Yeah, that's the perfect
Yeah,
response,
that's
man.
what we're doing. We're recruiting
Yeah.
more people. Come
Yeah.
on down. Yeah,
Actually, yeah,
yeah.
that's really
We'll start a happy commune and have the American government kill us.
uh, yep, and that's what's up.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
All right.
Thank you for the talk today. Thank
Yep.
you for listening to my
It was
stuff.
it was
And yeah,
beautiful, man.
until next time.
See you next time.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.